Redox reactions and electrolysis. Welcome to this video on electrochemistry. In this video, we will be discussing the fundamental concepts of electrochemistry, including redox reactions and electrolysis. Electrochemistry is the study of the relationship between electricity and chemical reactions. It is a branch of chemistry that deals with the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy and vice versa. One of the key concepts in electrochemistry is redox reactions. Redox reactions involve the transfer of electrons between two species, one of which is oxidized and the other is reduced. Oxidation is the loss of electrons, while reduction is the gain of electrons. Redox reactions are essential for many biological and industrial processes, including respiration, photosynthesis, and corrosion. Understanding redox reactions is crucial for understanding how these processes work. Another important concept in electrochemistry is electrolysis. Electrolysis is the process of using electrical energy to drive a non-spontaneous chemical reaction. This process is used in a variety of industrial applications, including the production of metals and the purification of water. In the next segment, we will discuss the basics of redox reactions in more detail. Redox reactions and electrolysis. In this segment, we will delve deeper into redox reactions and their importance in electrochemistry. As mentioned earlier, redox reactions involve the transfer of electrons between two species. The species that loses electrons is said to be oxidized, while the species that gains electrons is said to be reduced. Redox reactions can be identified by changes in oxidation states. Oxidation states are assigned to atoms based on the number of electrons they have gained or lost. For example, in the reaction between copper and silver ions, copper plus 2Ag Cu plus 2Ag plus. The copper ion copper plus has lost 2 electrons and has been oxidized, while the silver ion Ag plus has gained 1 electron and has been reduced. Redox reactions can also be identified by the presence of a reducing agent and an oxidizing agent. A reducing agent is a species that donates electrons and is itself oxidized, while an oxidizing agent is a species that accepts electrons and is itself reduced. Redox reactions are important in many biological and industrial processes. For example, in respiration, glucose is oxidized to produce energy, while oxygen is reduced to form water. In the production of metals, ores are reduced to produce pure metals. In the next segment, we will discuss electrolysis and its applications. Redox reactions and electrolysis. In this segment, we will discuss electrolysis and its applications. Electrolysis is the process of using electrical energy to drive a non-spontaneous chemical reaction. It involves the use of an electrolytic cell, which consists of 2 electrodes, an anode and a cathode, and an electrolyte solution. The anode is the electrode where oxidation occurs, while the cathode is the electrode where reduction occurs. The electrolyte solution contains ions that can be oxidized or reduced. When a voltage is applied to the electrodes, electrons flow from the anode to the cathode. At the anode, the oxidizing agent is reduced, while at the cathode, the reducing agent is oxidized. Electrolysis has many applications in industry. For example, it is used to produce metals such as aluminum and copper. In the production of aluminum oxide is dissolved in molten cryolite and electrolyzed to produce pure aluminum. Electrolysis is also used in the purification of water. When an electric current is passed through water, the water molecules are split into hydrogen and oxygen gas. This process is called electrolysis of water. In addition, electrolysis is used in the production of chemicals such as chlorine and sodium hydroxide. In the chlor-alkali process, salt water is electrolyzed to produce chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, and sodium hydroxide. In the next segment, we will discuss the different types of electrolytic cells. Redox reactions and electrolysis. In this segment, we will discuss the different types of electrolytic cells. There are 2 main types of electrolytic cells, galvanic cells and electrolytic cells. Galvanic cells, also known as voltaic cells, are used to produce electrical energy from chemical reactions. Electrolytic cells, on the other hand, are used to drive non-spontaneous chemical reactions using electrical energy. Electrolytic cells can be further classified into 2 types, molten electrolyte cells and aqueous electrolyte cells. Molten electrolyte cells use a molten electrolyte as the electrolyte solution, while aqueous electrolyte cells use an aqueous solution as the electrolyte solution. In molten electrolyte cells, the electrolyte is a molten salt such as NaCl or CaCl12. The electrodes are typically made of an inert material, such as graphite or platinum. Molten electrolyte cells are used in the production of metals such as aluminum and magnesium. In aqueous electrolyte cells, the electrolyte is an aqueous solution of a salt, such as NaCl or CuSO4. The electrodes can be made of a variety of materials depending on the application. Aqueous electrolyte cells are used in a variety of industrial processes, including the production of chlorine and sodium hydroxide. In addition to molten and aqueous electrolyte cells, there are also solid-state electrolytic cells. Solid-state electrolytic cells use a solid electrolyte, such as a ceramic or polymer, instead of a liquid electrolyte. Solid-state electrolytic cells have applications in fuel cells and batteries. In the final segment, we will summarize the key concepts discussed in this video. Redox reactions and electrolysis. In this video, we discuss the fundamental concepts of electrochemistry, including redox reactions and electrolysis. Redox reactions involve the transfer of electrons between two species, one of which is oxidized and the other is reduced. Redox reactions are essential for many biological and industrial processes. Electrolysis is the process of using electrical energy to drive a non-spontaneous chemical reaction. It involves the use of an electrolytic cell, which consists of two electrodes and an electrolyte solution. Electrolysis has many applications in industry, including the production of metals and chemicals, as well as the purification of water. There are two main types of electrolytic cells: molten electrolyte cells and aqueous electrolyte cells. Molten electrolyte cells use a molten salt as the electrolyte solution, while aqueous electrolyte cells use an aqueous solution as the electrolyte solution. In summary, electrochemistry is a fascinating field that has many important applications in industry and everyday life. Understanding the principles of electrochemistry is crucial for understanding how many biological and industrial processes work. Thank you for watching this video on electrochemistry, redox reactions, and electrolysis.